Big Bucks, your Sevenberg GM, and folks, I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. Hey, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you who have liked and subscribed to the page, shared it with your friends, your family. Thank you. Greatly appreciate you. First, before we get this one kicked off, I want to go over these picks. Week 10, we ended up 6-7, taking us to 101-49, 67.3%. Week 11, we ended up 11-4, taking us to 112-53, up to 67.8. Last week, 11-3. I don't know what I was thinking on the Monday night one here. Bryce just killed me. Taking us to 123-56, 68.7%. My week 13 picks for the early game, I got Detroit, Dallas, Cincinnati, and Philadelphia taking us into the Thanksgiving holiday. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. Hopefully you stay safe, spend some time with your family, stay blessed. I want to roll into this special edition. One of the reasons that we are not winning games is because when players are coached and put in the right position, we do not execute when it's time to make a play. JPJ is in the right space. He's been coached to move here. He knows what's coming. He still does not make the play. You cannot drop interceptions and win football games. Again, week 10, we have a tip. Kyle Duggar does not come up with the interception. I love to see him spend time after practice on that jug machine because he's already had about 4 or 5 of these game changers. In order to be a great team, you have to execute when the opportunity is presented to you. There's no other question about it. You have to make the plays. All right, folks, this has been an issue. I started dissecting this week 3 against the Patriots. And yes, we have a new linebacker coach. We have linebackers who played last season. And a huge problem of why we lose games is because PQ is playing too much football. Last season, I thought that Jack Peyton Wilson should be the green dot because I just felt like it was too much for PQ. This season, I realized that Wilson is not ready. This position is taking too much out of the green dot and PQ. He's played 99.2% of all the snaps. Over 700 some odd snaps, folks. Now, before we go out here and ask PQ about his snap count and is he playing too much? No, there's not an NFL athlete that's going to say, yeah, I'm tired. But let me tell you something. The film says he is taking a break. Go watch the film. The film don't lie. PQ is tired. He's taking breaks on pass plays. He is not doing a good job in coverage. And honestly, I thought Duggar would be a good fit in this situation. But this is why I thought we drafted Carson Bruner. I thought we got a steal in the 7th round by picking up the best cover linebacker in college football last year. It's time to break the wrapping off of this guy and put him in the game. Schematically, it leaves you at a disadvantage if you got somebody in there that's great in coverage, but they can't stay on the field if they go hurry up. But that's no difference than playing Harrison, who can't cover anybody. He's like E-Rob 2.0. He goes straight, he hits target, he destroys target. Wilson is not the greatest at it either. I think Wilson will grow into this role and be a great cover linebacker. But right now, the reason we are losing football games is because of that linebacker room. Scott McCurley. Scott, you're on the hot seat, baby. Your room is not performing well. You got to make change in this room. You got to step it up. And I'm going to show y'all film to point out what I'm talking about. And in week 3, I'm okay with a little bit of miscommunication. Guys are still trying to understand their role. But we got Thornhill out here guarding the deep thirds, which is maybe a reason why Thornhill is not on the roster anymore. TA, you got to get the safety room and the linebacker room tight because week 3, it's almost acceptable. Week 10, 11, 12, it's not. We got to get more cohesiveness. And while we don't have Thornhill anymore, there's a lack of a thumper back there that was a big problem. The PQ, you are the green dot. There is no excuse for the quarterback of the defense to not know where he is supposed to be. You have to be fluent in our defense. When a call is made, you need to know where everybody's supposed to be. Specifically where you are supposed to be. And you are not where you need to be. And I'm going to give it to you. I think you're just exhausted, man. I think it's too much. you're being strong-held into not doing what you do best, which is read and react. This position is more cerebral. You got to understand the game, and you got to be the number one guy in the film room, understanding what's coming. And I don't see that. I mean, that's just it. It's accountability. Can't give you grace. You got that green dot in that paycheck for a reason. And you have to step up and be accountable. Now, I'm just showing you some more plays from week 3 against the Patriots. We won this game. I'm not trying to point out Peppers. He just got there. I don't think he had a week of practice. But these are mistakes and issues that we had with guys not being where they need to be. Week 3. In the middle, we saw a lot of issues with just being in the right place and having that tightness in the zone that's going to make the quarterback just think about holding the ball for one more second. We've seen throughout the season where that's been tightened up, especially the Browns game at home. And then when guys caught the ball over the middle, they was bringing wood. We can do it. We've seen the defense do it. But we got to tighten this up. If we can't tighten this part up and this stuff we're seeing week 10, 11, and 12, this is going to be a big problem. We're going to keep catching L's. This has got to be fixed. This has got to get tightened up immediately. Now, if this is cover 2 man, we have a much bigger problem. Because there's no way that Echols should be jumping to the outside if he's in cover 2 man and giving the Chargers number 1 wide receiver in the middle of the field. I believe he's doing this because he believes there is some zone help dropping in that space. He is baiting the quarterback to throw the ball there, and somebody's supposed to be there to make a play. Now, folks, it's a 3-5 game, and this is a play that I think truly could have unhinged the entire game, been a huge swing. And Pierre Jr. has been balling. I mean, there's not a person in the building who does not love him and his play. If you know his story, COVID year, undrafted free agent, been balling. But I don't think he's that good. And I argue with people inside the building all day because I just don't feel like he is great. I feel like he is exactly the best part of what the Steelers do and the worst part about what we do as a franchise. We like to put duct tape on problems. The problem is we don't have good cornerbacks. We've needed a cornerback for 2 seasons now. And what do? We go out and get Cam Sutton. We go out and get Darius Slay, who is sticking us up for $10 million. And Pierre Jr. ends up playing, and he's making plays. But this is a play right here against Keenan Allen that you got to take to the house. This is a pick 6 to the outside, and the quarterback hitches. He literally double pumps it because Benton's great play and getting up there in the air. He makes him wait. You got to know the situation and the scenario, where you are on the field. And my expectation with this many years in the league is that Pierre is coming down with these plays. So many times he comes down with almost close enough, and people love that. They're like, oh, it's a great play. And I'm like, no, that's a touchdown. That's the game. And this is a situation right here where I just want him to do better. This is a situation right here where I feel like we're putting duct tape on a big problem. I love to see him just matriculate into being a star, into being a starter. But all I continue to see is dropped interceptions, pass breakups that should be pick 6s. I want to see him make these plays because if he makes these plays, man, we're going to be a problem. But what I have seen is he continuously misses the opportunity. And this was a huge opportunity. We cannot win games dropping interceptions. It's not going to happen. We are not that good of a team offensively to do this. We do not run the ball enough to be a team that can continuously give the other team another shot. And what do they do with another shot? The next play they score on us. Now, if you remember earlier, I told you I did not think that Echols was playing man 2 guys over. Cover 2 man. I didn't think that he was playing cover 2 man because he is giving up the inside leverage. He's playing outside, expecting somebody to be in that zone. This is a horrific missed assignment between he and Duggar. Duggar is the field side. He is the robber in this play. Ramsey is actually the thief. Ramsey is playing the boundary. And what makes this so bad is that Duggar communicates to Echols, hey, outside. He's telling him, I want you to play outside leverage because I'm going to be here in the robber spot deep. I'm deep. I'm not up underneath. That's the thief role. That's what Ramsey's supposed to play. The thief is boundary, the robber is field side. And I don't think Echols is trash when it comes to man coverage. I don't think he's, the stickiest cornerback, but he's not that slow. And this is just a horrible missed assignment that gives up a very easy touchdown to Ladidi. It's a walk-in. Man, look at this. Look at Herbert. Herbert is like, man, this is pitch and catch. Herbert almost can't believe how easy this touchdown is. I'm going to show you later in this video how it's supposed to play. But the communication here is what bothers me the most. They communicate with each other, but they are not running this play how it is designed to be run. And you can see in Mike Tomlin's face how pissed off he is. You can tell. He's not going to throw anybody under the bus. But that is a missed assignment. That is a horrific missed assignment. This is why we lose football games. It's not Mike T. It's not TA. These are schematics that work. I'm going to show you how it looks when it works, when people are doing what they're supposed to do. These are players who get paid millions of dollars, not executing when the plays need to be made. That's where the accountability needs to be put. Pittsburgh media, call these players out. Call them out. And Chris Carter, I have a lot of respect for Chris, man. I do. He's a cool guy. He goes out his way to help a lot of people, especially kids in the community. And I appreciate Chris. Chris calling for, changing up, cover 3, man, that's not it. No. I mean, that's great football understanding what's going on, but you cannot change your game in the 9th inning. You cannot get in a game and try to schematically change something that you have been working on, and you people who think, we need to do how football works. That is not how this happens. That's how you get your doors blown off. Your plan works. When you execute your plan, it works. The problem is not the scheme. The problem is the execution. Players got to execute the plays. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like when we execute the plays properly. One game we won, one game we lost. First off, we had a holding penalty, so it started out 1st and 20. On the 1st and 20 play, Harrison comes in, blitzes. I don't know how he does not get this sack. Now we're in 2nd and 20. And I want you to pay attention on the back end of this film, because this is how the defense works. This sack fumble was only caused because people were in the places they needed to be, covering the players. That's it. It was perfect execution on the back end. Linebackers were where they need to be at the proper depth. Safeties were where they need to be. This is Pittsburgh Steelers football. And then you have TJ Watt being TJ Watt, making plays. This is defense. This is what it looks like. Caleb steps up. First read is gone. Second read is gone. And then he panics. And that's all it really takes. That's all it really takes, folks. You just got to be sticky enough so a quarterback doesn't step up and make a pass in a zone to someone wide open. That's it. And we've done it. And we've done it well. If we don't continue to do it like this going forward, we're going to collect L's. Awesome job by everybody. It's not the coaches. It's not the scheme. It's just execution. It's just football. Players got to go out and they got to make the plays. Everything else is just hope. And hope don't work on Sundays. That's it. Everything else in your little mind, that fantasy, we need to fire the coach and that's just hope. That's all it is. And I'm not blaming you for having hope. Man, it's awesome. Hope don't work on Sundays in football. Second play. Oh, I love this play. Man, I really enjoyed this game. And what I love when I watch the film is this play was made by Jalen Ramsey. If you look at the film, Jalen is telling Duggar, hey, go up. You in the thief spot. Take it. And at first, I'm like, man, when I first watched it the first couple times, I'm like, how does Flacco not see him? Flacco sees him. But Flacco believes he can throw this ball past him. Flacco believes with his arm talent, he can test Duggar and he can get this ball where he knows Higgins is going to be. I'm going to talk about this because We want them to do some new stuff. We want them. Yes, the Steelers are doing some new stuff. They did it in the Chargers game, which I'm going to show you at the end of this game. It's a NASCAR, but I think we call it strip weathers. It's a definite NASCAR setup that they're running, but with our old players, we're going to call it strip weathers. They're running that strip weathers on them because it's not quite a NASCAR, but it is effective. It happened in the Charger game, and it also happened here. You see Herbert, Watt, and I think Sawyer is in the game instead of Highsmith in this play. Something new. It's a schematic change. They're doing something different, and it's effective. I like it, especially in the situation. You're getting a lot of pressure. Teams got to deal with that strip weathers. But this was an awesome pick. Duggar stepping up, and I'm like, man, he has to see Duggar. He sees him, but he believes he's going to throw this ball past Duggar, and TJ Watt and Herbert get there, and they put that hit on him. And that just changes the whole trajectory of the game right there. That play, that pick six was huge. This is what we got to do. This is how Pittsburgh wins games. I went through and gave you all the problems we had. We're going to have to tighten up the zone coverage. We're going to have to improve our pass defense. We're going to have to get pressure up the middle. Old man Hayward is going to have to stop cherry picking for these batted balls. We're going to have to start getting penetration up the middle. And when we do, man, this defense is going to get ugly and nasty. And I believe there's plenty of time to do it. I believe that we have the right personnel. I really like to see us sign Kaiir Elam. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for liking and subscribing. And remember, I'm here for the smoke, all the smoke, and sometimes nothing but the smoke. So help me God. Be safe and stay dangerous. Subscribe to the page so you can catch my interview with RB1 Jalen Warren.